Hello. For the first final project, which is my main final project number one, I've chosen rational numbers. This program adds, subtracts, divides, multiplies, and compares and negates two fractions. And this is all using logic, using classes and functions within. So let's do a test run for a program. So here we have input.txt. Let's say I have these two numbers, okay? Let's say I change them to 3/8 and 2/5. Okay, so this is my two inputs. That's gonna be saved in input.txt. Now after I save this, let's compile this program and run. As you can see, it finishes with 0 errors. And now we could check output.txt and see if it's been outputted. As you can see, we have both our numbers, 3/8 and 2/5, which match the input.txt. And now let's see what if it's correct. 3/8 plus 2/5 is 31/40, which is correct. Difference is minus 1/40, which is also correct. Product is simply 6/40 simplified to 3/20. So as you can see, there's a simplification function that I've written in my program. A quotient 15/16, which is correct. Is a first less than a second? Yes. The negation of the first, -3/8, which is also correct. So here we can see that all these variables are correct. And now let's do a quick run through of how our code works. So as you can see, I include iStream, include fstream, which is with the files, managing the files, iStream, and outstream. Now I have this class rational, which represents rational numbers using numerator and the denominator, which are the two things that I'm going to tweak using functions. Now, within this class, the private consists of int numerator, int denominator. These variables will not be accessed in the public. So here I have absolute value function. So absolute value function basically takes the absolute value of int x. Int GCD basically takes the greatest common divisor. So I have a while loop that keeps going until the greatest value a equals c, and it keeps replacing, and the latest one will be the greatest common divisor. So we'd return a, which is the latest value, which is the greatest common divisor. And now simplification is using this void simplify. Here, I ensure that the denominator is positive, and then here I get the GCD using this function, and I simplify the numerator and denominator by dividing equal to g, because to simplify, you need to divide by the greatest common divisor from both the numerator and the denominator. Now here's my public, where I do my main functions, rational. So here, rational is to see with a constructor default value of 0/1. I don't want the denominator to be 0. So basically, I say this, prevent division by 0. Now numerator is n and denominator is d, and I simplify the fraction first. And now void input. So here's where I get the input from the file. So in numerator slash denominator, and then if denominator equals to 0, denominator equals to 1. Simplify. So this is prevention after 0, as we can see here, and then we simplify the input after every single run. Now output is where we're like putting the output. As you can see, this is a format. This is the formatting of this. So this is how I'm formatting everything. Now, how do you add the two rational numbers? So after they're simplified, right? So I have to take a common denominator. So that's basically multiplying both the denominators of the function of the two fractions. So let's say in this case I have 3/8 and 2/5. What I do is that I just multiply 8 and 5 together to get the common denominator, and then I multiply 3 with 5 and add that to 2 times 8, and that's how I get the addition. Now the similar process for subtraction, except I subtract And for multiplying, I just simply multiply the numerators and the denominators after they're simplified, of course. And then to divide, I do the same thing, but then I divide, which using the quotient formula. Now how do I check if it's less or not? I could just say that bool less rational r. So return if the numerator times r denominator is lesser than r numerator times denominator. And now to negate the number, I basically just put negative as the numerator and keep the denominator as the same. As you can see, rational is just the function that returns the fraction itself. Now here's where I get the input from the file. So I get r.input in, return in, okay? This is the I stream. And the O stream from output.txt outputs it. So r.output out. Now in my int main, I have if stream in file input.txt, which is my in file, and off stream out file output.txt where I output everything. So here I read two rational numbers from the file, and then now I just output everything simply using my functions: add, subtract, multiply, divide, if checking if it's less, and negation. And now after this, I basically close the input.txt out and output.txt, and then I could simply just run the next use this for the next run. And so that's basically the brief overview and run through of my code. And that's basically my final project number 1, rational numbers. Thank you.